Hi. You don't know this, but I already started reading and I forgot to hit record. It's Miss Tho. Happy Monday. We're reading Suzanne Collins' Gregor the Overlander, and we left you at chapter 15 where Gregor and Boots were running away from the rats. The Underlanders were fighting the rats. The cockroaches were making a barrier to protect Gregor and Boots from the rats. It was all very dramatic. I left you with a cliffhanger, and then I didn't read for you all weekend long. So now we're starting chapter 16. Let's see what happens. We left him. He turned the corner and ran straight into an enormous spider web, which I don't know about you, but I hate that feeling where it's sticky, like it gets on your face and like you're trying to get it off. And a lot of people don't like spiders, and here we're talking an enormous spider web. Nothing is small in the Underland. I'm a little worried about this enormous spider. Chapter 16. He ripped his face off the sticky ropes, and it felt like someone had yanked strips of adhesive off his skin. "Ow," he said. He freed his flashlight arm, but the other remained enmeshed in the web. Boots was on his back, so she hadn't got caught. "Hello," he called. "Is anyone there? Hello!" He shone the flashlight around, but all he could see was web. "I am Gregor the Overlander. I come in peace," he said. "I come in peace." Where'd he get that? Probably from some old movie. "Anybody home?" He felt a light tugging on his sandals and looked down. A huge spider was wrapping his feet together with a steady stream of silk. "Hey!" yelled Gregor, trying to free his feet. But in seconds, the spider had spun its way up to his knees. "You don't understand. I'm the warrior in the prophecy. I'm the one who calls." The spider busily worked its way up his body. "Oh man," thought Gregor, "it's going to cover us completely." He felt the arm that was caught in the web tighten up against his body. "Gigo!" squeaked Boots. The silk ropes pressed her against his back as they encircled his chest. "Vicus sent me," yelled Gregor, and for the first time the spider paused. He quickly followed up. "Yeah, Vicus sent me, and he's on his way, and he's going to be really mad you're wrapping us up." He waved his free arm with the flashlight for emphasis and caught the spider full in the face with the light. It skittered back a few yards, and Gregor got his first good look at the arachnid. 6 beady black eyes, bristly legs, and massive jaws that ended in curved, pointed fangs. He quickly diverted the flashlight beam, no point in making it angry. "So, do you know Vicus?" he asked. "He should be here any minute to have some official meeting with your queen. Do you guys have a king or queen? Or maybe something else. We have a president, but that's different because you have to vote for them." He paused. "So, do you think you could unwrap us now?" The spider leaned down and snapped a thread with its jaws. Gregor and Boots shot up 50 feet in the air and yo-yoed up and down like they were on a big rubber band. "Hey!" Gregor yelled. "Hey!" His lunch sloshed around in his stomach. Eventually, the bouncing stopped. Gregor shone the flashlight around him. In every direction he could see spiders. Some were working busily, others seemed to sleep. Every single one of them was ignoring him. This was new. The roaches and bats had greeted him civilly enough. The whole crowd of people in the stadium had fallen silent when he appeared, and the rats had gone into a rage when they'd met. But the spiders? They couldn't care less. He yelled stuff at them for a while. Nice stuff, crazy stuff, annoying stuff. They didn't react. He got Boots to sing a couple rounds of the Itsy Bitsy Spider since she had a special way with bugs. No response. Finally, he just gave up and watched them. An unlucky insect flew into their web. A spider ran over and drove its wicked fangs into the bug. It went still. Poison, thought Gregor. The spider quickly wrapped the insect in silk, broke it into pieces, and shot some kind of juice inside it. Gregor looked away when the spider started sucking out the bug's liquefied insides. "Ugh, that could have been us. That still could be us," he thought. He wished Vicus and the others would show up. Would they show up? What had happened back on the riverbank? Had they been able to fight off the rats? Had anybody been hurt or worse, killed? He remembered Vicus's ordering him to run. The rest of us are expendable. You are not. He must have been talking about the prophecy. They could always find more crawlers, flyers, and spinners. Nerissa might be able to stand in if something happened to Luxa or Henry, or maybe they would make someone else king or queen. But Gregor and Boots, 2 overlanders with a dad imprisoned by rats, they were irreplaceable. Gregor thought grimly of the people sacrificing themselves back on the riverbank. He should have stayed and fought, even if he didn't stand much of a chance. They were risking their lives because they thought he was the warrior. But he wasn't. Surely that was clear by now. Minutes dragged by. Maybe the whole party had been wiped out and he and Boots were on their own. Maybe the spiders knew that and they were just letting them live so they could be nice and fresh when they decided to eat them. "Gigo?" said Boots. "Yeah, Boots," said Gregor. "We go home?" she asked plaintively. "See, Mama." "Well, we have to get Daddy first," he said, trying to sound optimistic, even though they were dangling helplessly in a spider's lair. "Dada?" said Boots curiously. She knew their father from photos, though she'd never seen him in person. "See Dada?" "We get Dada, then we go home," said Gregor. "See Mama?" Boots insisted. Images of their mom began to make Gregor ache with sadness. "See Mama?" A spider near them began to make a humming sound that was picked up by the other creatures. It was a soothing, soft melody. Gregor tried to remember the tune so he could play it for his dad on his saxophone. His dad played too, jazz mostly. He'd brought Gregor his first saxophone, a used one from the pawn shop when he was 7, and started teaching him to play it. Gregor had just begun lessons at school when his dad had dropped out of sight and become a prisoner of the rats, who probably hated music. What were the rats doing to his dad anyway? He tried to distract himself with more positive thoughts, but given the circumstances, failed. When Henry materialized on the stone floor below him, Gregor wanted to cry with relief. "He lives!" Henry called out, looking genuinely happy to see him. From somewhere in the darkness, Gregor heard Vicus call out, "Free you, the Overlander, free you!" He felt himself being lowered to the ground. When his feet hit the stone, he fell on his stomach, unable to stand on his wrapped legs. They instantly gathered around him, cutting the silk off with their swords. Even Luxa and Henry helped. Tick and Temp chewed through cords around Boots' pack. Gregor counted the bats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He could see several wounds, but everybody was alive. "We thought you lost," said Marith, who was bleeding freely from his thigh. "No, I couldn't get lost. The tunnel came straight here," said Gregor, kicking his legs free happily. "Not lost in direction," said Luxa. "Lost forever." Gregor realized she meant dead. "What happened with the rats?" he asked. "All killed," said Vicus. "You need not fear that they have seen you." "It's worse if they see me?" asked Gregor. "Why? They can smell I'm an Overlander from miles away. They know I'm here." "But only the dead ones know that you resemble your father, that you are a son of the sun," said Vicus. Gregor remembered how Fangor and Shed had reacted when they'd seen his face in the torchlight. "Mark you, Shed, his shade?" They hadn't just wanted to kill him because he was an Overlander. They thought he was the warrior too. He wanted to tell Vicus about that, but a score of spiders were descending around them and perching in nearby webs. One magnificent creature with a beautifully striped legs swung down directly in front of Vicus. He bowed very low. "Greetings, Queen Weevox." The spider rubbed her front legs all over her chest as if she were playing the harp. An eerie voice came out of her, although there was no movement of her mouth. "Greetings, Lord Vicus." "Meet you, Gregor the Overlander, meet you," said Vicus, indicating Gregor. "He makes much noise," said the king distastefully, her front legs moving across her chest again. Gregor realized that was how she talked, by making vibrations on her body. She sounded sort of like Mr. Johnson in apartment 4Q, who'd had some kind of operation and talked through a hole in his neck. Only scary. The Overlander's ways are odd, said Vicus, shooting Gregor a look that told him not to object. Why come you, strummed Queen Weevox. Vicus told the whole tale in 10 seconds, using a soft voice. So, apparently you spoke to spiders quickly and quietly. Screaming at them endlessly had been counterproductive. The queen considered the story a moment. As it is, Vicus, we will not drink. Web them. A horde of spiders surrounded them. Gregor watched a gorgeous, gauzy funnel of silk grow up around them, as if by magic. It isolated the party and blocked all else from view. The spiders stopped spinning when it reached 30 feet. Two took positions as sentries at the top. It all happened in under a minute. Everyone looked at Vicus, who sighed. You knew it would not be simple, said Solivet gently. Yes, but I had hoped with the recent trade agreement. Vicus trailed off. I hoped too high. We still breathe, said Marith encouragingly. That is no small thing with the spinners. What's going on? Said Gregor. Aren't they coming with us? No, Gregor, said Solivet. We are their prisoners. Every chapter ends like this. What's going to happen next in chapter 17? We'll have to read tomorrow to find out what happens. For now, I'm going to say goodbye. We just finished reading chapter 16 of Gregor the Overlander by Suzanne Collins. See you next time.